Good evening and welcome inside the Sullivan Center and Pat Quigley Court here at the University of St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois, where the Fighting Saints of St. Francis take on the Jaguars of Governor State University in tonight's CCAC volleyball match. Terry Bonadonna with you on the call for today's match as the Saints trying to continue a run of success. They had a big weekend here at home, winning 3 out of their 4 matches. They defeated St. Ambrose, Robert Morris, and Judson over a 2-day stretch in the CCAC crossover tournament. It was hosted here by St. Francis, so they're on a good roll. 10-18 overall, but an impressive 6-3 in conference. Governor State 5-18. They are 1-7 in conference play this year. Quick look at the starters for the Fighting Saints. It's McKenna Bartecki, Taylor Valent, Brooklyn Withy, Alexis Inks, Joana Nawicki, and Jade Livesey-Grork. The libero is Gabrielle Paelmo. For Governor State, it's Leonie Stoicer, Melissa Mirage, Ivana Novakovic, Brianna Oliver, Courtney Oliver, and Dunja Tatic. Their libero is the sophomore Nicole Reichert. The Jaguars are in black, aside from Reichert, who wears the white libero jersey, and they're on the left side of your screen here in the first game. Saints are in gold, with the exception of Paelmo, the libero, in black. They're on the right side of your screen. They got the first serve, and we are off and running. Alexis Inks sets up Jade Livesey-Grork, who sends it wide to her left. That's a point to Governor State, and it's 1-0 Jaguars as Saints unable to hold serve on the first point of the game. So we're underway. It's best 3 out of 5 here. First to 25 points in each game. There's Gabrielle Paelmo receiving the save. Taylor Valent gets it over, but the Jaguars return. Valent knocks it over the net and down for the first point of the game for the Fighting Saints. 1-0 in favor of the Saints. Taylor Valent picks up the kill. Valent entered play today with 179 kills for the season. Good for third on the team. Darian Baldwin gets the serve. Tapped over by Tots, freshman out of Serbia. Valent sends it back the other way and picks up her second kill in as many tries. Good start for St. Francis as they have scored 2 of the first 3 points in the first game. Here's Baldwin once again. Received by Reichert, an awkward hit, and a receiving error made by Governor State gives another points to the Fighting Saints. Darian Baldwin picks up the ace. That's her 15th of the season. 15 aces, 15 service errors on the season for Darian Baldwin. Trying to move into the positive column here. Knocked over and received by Taylor Valent. There's angst with the set for Brooklyn Withy, who has it returned by Governor State. Valent to the back line and out of bounds. Saints scored 3 of the first 4. And now Governor State back on the board, snapping a 3-0 run. And Dunja Tatic is on to serve for the Jaguars. Just 8 active players for Governor State today, so we won't see too many. Not a lot of subs coming in. A ball tipped at the net, but played by Governor State. Pushed over by Oliver on the back line. That's McKenna Bartecki. Valent. Reichert passes it over. Tipped at the net by the Fighting Saints and back to Governor State's side. Tatic gets it over to the back line. Good rally here. Withy gets it over, but kept alive again by the Jaguars. Here's Bartecki. Angst. And Brooklyn Withy gets the point. Landed out of bounds, but it was tipped at the net. So Brooklyn Withy picks up her first kill of the game for Brooklyn Withy. Sophomore entered with 212 on the season. And second on the team with a 172 hitting percentage. She picks up a kill here early in the first game. Oliver bumps it over. There's Alexis Inks setting up Joana Nawicki, and the senior Nawicki has her first kill of the game. Nawicki entered play today with a team high 228 kills for the season. There's her first tonight. Good start for St. Francis continues as they've scored 5 of the last 6 points. 5 out of 7 overall. And they've got a 3-point lead early on. The libero, Gabrielle Paelmo, goes back to serve. And a flying kill right there from Ivana Novakovic. Governor State back on the board, 5-3. Novakovic, another freshman out of Serbia. She and Tatic both came in from Belgrade, and they've been the two best hitters this year for Governor State. That serve from Reichert sails out of bounds, point to the Fighting Saints. Service error committed by Nicole Reichert. For Reichert, that's the 15th time that's happened this year. Check that, only the 7th time. Mirage sets it up for Tatic, who sends it long. Attacking error on Mirage, who entered play today. On Tatic, who entered play today with a 182 hitting percentage. Like I said, the young freshmen on this Governor State team have been really the keys to the squad's success when they've had it this year. They're top 3 on the team in terms of kills. Jinja Tatic, Ivana Novakovic, and Leonie Stoicer. And those 3 are all freshmen. All of them international as well. 2 of them from Serbia. Stoicer hails from Germany. So it's a team that's still trying to get on track. Governor State just 1-7 so far this year in the CCAC. Their only win coming against 0-9 Calumet St. Joseph. They've lost 5 in a row, but they're not getting run into the ground in every match. They've been competitive. Trying to stay competitive in this first game after their timeout. They trail 7-3 here in the first set. Brooklyn Withy back to serve for the Fighting Saints, and she's got herself an ace. 8-3, St. Francis holds the lead. Withy will get to try it again. Played by Tatic this time. Pushed over by Courtney Oliver. There's Joana Nawicki. From her knees, Reichert tries to keep that ball alive, but she hits it out of bounds. So the Saints extend their advantage once more. It's now 9-3. Withy too strong this time. She had the ace to start out that serving sequence. Picked up 2 points for the Fighting Saints, but ends up with the serving error on her last attempt. Her 20th ace of the year, but her 41st error on a serve. Joana Nawicki trying to sneak it into the corner, and she does. Beautiful hit from Joana Nawicki, and it's 10-4 Saints. Here's Jade Livesey-Grork back in for Darian Baldwin and Alexis Engt out to serve. Engst, the freshman from Bloomington, Illinois. CCAC award winner this past week, as that attack goes too strong from Leonie Stoicer. And the Saints add another on the attacking error. Alexis Engst is the reigning setter of the week in the CCAC, but on the serve, she makes a mistake, pushing it into the net. So Governor State hanging around. They trail by 6. Saints just shy of the halfway point. Necessary to win the first set here. Courtney Oliver sends it to the back line, and a little miscommunication between Withy and Paelmo. Turns it into an ace for Governor State. Courtney Oliver placed that ball just in between Withy and Paelmo. I think Paelmo's the one who got it, but they both went for it and created an awkward hit. And another ace for Oliver. Brianna Oliver had just 6 aces all season coming into today's game. She picks up 2 in a row, and she's brought her team back to within 4 points, 7 serving 11. There's Engst setting up Livesey-Grork, blocked at the net. Stoicer and Mirage both in on that block. 3 points in a row for Governor State, and they've certainly made a game of it here. 11-8 is our score. There's Paelmo receiving this time. Set up for Joana Nawicki, who taps it lightly over. Free ball for the Saints. Nawicki to Engst. to Livesey Grork. And on the back line, that's Brianna Oliver. Or rather, Courtney Oliver. Tipped again at the net. Blocked by Stephanie Woods. Coming off of a big weekend tournament, Woods blocks another one, and this time it sticks as Governor State can't keep it in bounds. Saints snapped a 3-0 Governor State run. They lead 12-8. Got to correct what I said about Courtney Oliver, who picked up back-to-back aces. She's up to 21 now for the season. I was looking at the stat line of Brianna Oliver. It was Courtney Oliver, 14. Back at it, Stoicer tips it over to Alexis Angst. There's Taylor Valent playing it softly again, and Valent spikes it down. Valent initially played it very softly, and it was returned by Stoicer. But right to Valent, who is waiting still at the net, and Valent just slammed it in there for another kill. Saints back up by 5. Stoicer tips it lightly. See what the Saints can do with that one. Jade Livesey Grork to the sideline. Too strong and out of bounds. Point to Governor State. They're back to within 4, and they get the serve back here. Leonie Stoicer will get to serve. Brooklyn Withy off the side of her arm and off to the sideline out of bounds. Jaguars are hanging in there. They trailed big early. The Saints led by as many as 6 points. It was 9-3. Since then, Governor State has outscored them 7-4. And an ace for Stoicer. Albeit an unintentional ace, but a point's a point. She hit that ball a little bit lower than she had anticipated. It rolled over the top of the net and dropped in for a point. Tough break for St. Francis. This time Stoicer skims the top of the net and drops it in for another ace. It's a 1-point game, and Kara Courier and the Fighting Saints need to talk things over. Timeout called. Back-to-back aces for Leonie Stoicer, the freshman who's got a team-high 34 of those for the season. And that last one was just a perfect serve. Sent it low, just barely over the net, and unplayable for the St. Francis back line. Saints dominated this one early. They were up 9-3. That's their largest lead of the game so far. And ever since then, Governor State has kind of taken over. 9-4, they've outscored St. Francis, but it looked like the Saints had righted the ship after their lead had been cut to 11-8. They scored back-to-back points, extending the advantage back to 5. Now Governor State has scored 4 in a row. So we got a tight one here in set number 1. Stoicer is the server still. Her 4th consecutive serve. No ace this time. Taylor Valent gets it over and down. Taylor Valent picks up the point. Valent's had a nice start to this match today. Sophomore's got 4 kills already among St. Francis's 14 points. Here's McKenna Bartecki. And she drops it in bounds. That's an ace for Bartecki. Seen a lot of aces in this game already. And that was dropped in on a dime from McKenna Bartecki. Placed right on that back line. Jaguars let it go. It turned out to be a mistake. Bartecki sends away another serve. There's Tachi, powerful kill shot, and she gets it down in the corner. Big hit right there by Tachi. Governor State just will not go away. 15-13. Serve for Mirage, and it's out of bounds. Point to the Saints. Darian Baldwin goes back to serve, leading by 3. Baldwin, the senior setter, sends it away. And Governor State picks up the point. Ivana Novakovic throws down the kill. Courtney Oliver is back in place of Alexis Gayton. Darian Baldwin plays the serve from Tots, but the Saints can't get it over. Baldwin hit it first. Alexis Engst tried to save it. Couldn't quite come up with it, and Governor State is once again within one. They were within one at 13-12, and now again at 16-15. We've not been tied since it was 1-1. Engst, nice set for Brooklyn Withy. Tipped at the net, kept alive by Reichert. And a block from Taylor Valent. Brooklyn Withy in there as well. I think Valent was the one who got her hand on it first. It's a point for the Fighting Saints, and they avoid what would have been a tie. 17-15, they lead. There's Tatic, out of bounds, and it was tipped. Tipped by McKenna Bartecki. Hard to tell from up here whether or not Bartecki got that one before it did land just long. But it did graze off the hand of Bartecki, so a point to Governor State and another chance to tie here. Alexis Stinks sets to Joana Nawicki, a little low, but Nawicki gets it over. And a point across for Ivana Novakovic. We are tied 17-17, or Novakovic rather. 17-17. Big comeback for Governor State on a nice kill from Novakovic. Nawicki tries to take that lead back. Reichert there to play it. Oliver passes over. The set from Alexis Engst to Joana Nawicki. Taps it, and it's down for a point. Novakovic was there to play the ball off the initial hit from Joana Nawicki, but she couldn't find a teammate. Ends up dropping for St. Francis point. They lead by 1, 7 points away from a first set victory. Will be a well-earned win for whichever team comes away with this first set. Novakovic passes to Tatic, and Tatic gets it over. Now here's Nawicki. Somehow kept alive by Governor State, pushed over by Courtney Oliver. Here's Nawicki again, blocked, and Governor State ties it up. 18-18 as Governor State playing big at the net. One thing that Governor State has had trouble with this year. During play today, only 65 total blocks. An average of 0.83 per set. Saints are averaging 1.34 per set. And there's a big mistake from Novakovic as she sends the serve right into the net. 19-18, St. Francis back on top. They still have not ceded that lead. They've held it, or I should say they've held either a lead or a tie ever since it was 1-1. Courtney Oliver blocked but out of bounds. Point to Governor State. We're tied again. St. Francis had the lead all the way from 2-1 onwards, but now we've been tied up at 17, 18, and 19 as the two teams trade points. Serve from Courtney Oliver. Gabrielle Palaelmo on the back line. Here's Nawicki, and Nawicki gets the kill. So they continue to trade points now, 20-19 St. Francis. See if this time they can extend that lead to 2 rather than continuing this going back and forth 1 for 1 the way we have these last several points. Valent, Livesey, Groark, and Woods at the front line right now for the Saints. None of them necessary as Nawicki picks up the point on the serve, and the Fighting Saints do indeed stretch their lead out to 2. It's a big ace from Joana Nawicki. See if she's got another one in her right here. She does. 22-19 St. Francis as Nawicki earns another point for the Saints, and Governor State calls a timeout. Pete Gonzalez, their head coach, signals it from the sideline. Saints now just 3 points away from the set 1 win. It was in doubt a few moments ago. It's still in doubt. But their 6-point lead had dwindled down to a tie at 17, 18, and 19. And now they've scored 3 in a row to reclaim the advantage. Joana Nawicki's having a nice first set. She's picked up back-to-back aces. That is on top of her 5 kills. and a percentage of .364 so far today. She and Taylor Valent have carried the day so far. Two of them have combined for 9 of St. Francis's 10 kills. Coming out of the timeout, Nawicki's still got the serve. To the back middle, it's Reichert. Along the sideline, Novakovic keeps it alive, but it's a free ball for the Saints. Inks to Woods. Stephanie Woods gets the point. First kill for the freshman Stephanie Woods. Woods entered play today with a team-leading 173 hitting percentage. 123 kills on the year. Gayton keeps it alive for Governor State. Novakovic pushes it over. Nawicki to Inks to Woods, and Woods has another. 2 in a row for Stephanie Woods. Picks up her first 2 kills of the match. And now the Saints, who are on a 5-0 run, are 1 point away from picking up a first game victory. Taylor Valent winds up, throws it down, and the point and the set go to St. Francis as they win 25-19 over Governor State in the opener. Take a quick break right now. Back in just a moment with set number 2. Saints take a 1-0 lead. St. Francis takes the first set today by a final score of 25-19. So they have a 1-0 lead in today's best-of-5 match, a conference match for the Fighting Saints and the Governor State Jaguars. St. Francis tries to improve to 7-3 in the CCAC this season. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from the first set. St. Francis, 267 hitting percentage. That one skyrocketed as the game went on. They just got better and better, especially to close things out on that 6-0 run. Governor State had an .083 attacking percentage in that first set. 12 digs for the Jaguars, 11 for the Fighting Saints, who had 10 assists to the 6 for Governor State. Both teams had 2 blocks. There were 11 combined aces in that first set, so a lot of points picked up by the servers. That means the Saints had relatively few kills in that first set, 13 of them. 5 for Taylor Valent, 5 for Joana Nawicki, who each had extremely high percentages. 400 for Valent, 364 for Nawicki. Stephanie Wood stepped up and had 2 kills on her only 2 swings of the half in those last 2. I think those were only 2 swings, the only ones that I can recall. Governor State was led in the first set by Ivana Novakovic. 3 kills and a .286 percentage. 10 assists for Alexis Engst, who had 50 of them. against Robert Morris on Saturday, helping her earn Setter of the Week. Ready to start the second set here. St. Francis currently riding a 6-0 run that they ended the first set on. We'll see if they can keep it up here as Governor State gets the first serve. Serve belongs to Melissa Mirage, and we're underway. Nawicki tipped at the net, but it's down on Governor State's side. That's a St. Francis point, and the 6th kill of the match for Joana Nawicki. Nawicki has come out possessed in today's match. 6 kills. She's got a couple of aces as well, and she gets to serve again right now. She was the one who ended the first set with 5 straight serves. All of them points for St. Francis. Alexis Angst puts it over. Kept alive by Governor State, but they can't get it back across. Alexis Angst, typically the setter for St. Francis, catches everybody off guard by sending it over the net herself. And Angst picks up her 20th kill of the season. There's Brianna Oliver getting it over the net. Alexis Angst sets up Stephanie Woods, blocked. Valent back over and played by the Jaguars. Novakovic to the back line and Brooklyn Withy. Angst sets up Valent, tipped at the net, but down on Governor State's side. Taylor Valent gets the kill. 3-0 St. Francis. Joana Nawicki just won't give up this serve. She has won 7 consecutive points on her serves. Saints have scored 9 in a row overall, going back to the first game. Brooklyn Withy makes a diving attempt but can't save that ball as Dungy Tatic gets the point for Governor State and finally snaps that 9-0 St. Francis run. So now Tatic gets to go back to serve. One of 3 Serbia natives on the team. Tatic sends it away, and Taylor Valent sends it back the other way. There's Mirage to Novakovic, too strong and out of bounds along the sideline. Those were the other 2 Serbians, Mirage and Novakovic. Point did go to Governor State. Ball was tipped by St. Francis, so it's 3-2. Stephanie Woods tips it over. Novakovic, nice kill shot. We're tied at 3. Melissa Mirage is a senior from Belgrade, Serbia. She transferred over here from Southwestern Christian Community College. The other 2 Serbians are both freshmen, and they make up a big part of the core of this team. Alexis Angst to Taylor Valent, a little bit behind her, but Valent adjusts and gets it across. There's Baldwin into the net, but Angst keeps it going. Alma sends it over. Governor State's got an opportunity here, and Novakovic takes advantage of it with the kill. Governor State ahead 4-3. They've scored 4 consecutive points, and they have their first lead since it was 1-0 back in the first set. There's the serve and an ace. Dungy Tatic has won 5 consecutive, or make that 4 consecutive points off of her serves. They've scored 5 straight overall, and the first point was not on Tatic's serve, but it was a Tatic kill. Paelmo, Angst, Valent. Valent has the point. Saints back on the board after surrendering 5 consecutive points to Governor State. And here's McKenna Bartecki to serve. Poked across, but out of bounds. On the wrong side of the line. Saints have tied it up 5-5. Another serve for Bartecki. There's Courtney Oliver. Back over from Angst. And drop back the other way Melissa Mirage picks up the point for Governor State. Things were kind of a cluster there, all over the place. And Mirage did a nice job of just finding that empty spot on the court after Angst had desperately pushed the ball over a moment earlier. Laroche sets up Tatic, and Tatic gets it in bounds in the corner. Governor State up 7-5. They're on a 7-2 run here after the Saints took a 3-0 lead. Stretching back to the first set, that was 9 consecutive points for St. Francis, but 7 of the next 9 to the Jaguars. Mirage to Novakovic, tipped at the net. That's a Governor State point. Landed out of bounds, but because of the tip, it's a Governor State tally once again, 8-5. Brooklyn Withy sent it across, but Tatic kept alive up in the rafters, still alive, then passed over. Chance for the Saints here. It's Brooklyn Withy, returned by Reichert. Courtney Oliver not quite able to get it down. Brooklyn Withy is. Big hit from Oliver. Netted nothing, but Brooklyn Withy just dinked it across the net, and that got St. Francis a point. So they're within 2. Governor State trying to wipe up a wet spot on the court. And now we'll have a brief pause for somebody to grab a towel, I think. No, they're just going to rotate out. That was what the whistle was for. Governor State still just trying to wipe it up with their feet, and now finally somebody will come along with a towel. So there's a safe playing surface for everybody. Governor State leads St. Francis 8-6. They trailed 3-0, but went on a good run after that. They went on a good run in the first game as well after they trailed pretty much the entire way. They had been down by as many as 6 points and then came back to tie it up late, but St. Francis ended that set on a 6-0 run. See if they can get back on a run here. Not on that point. Alexis Angst sends the serve out of bounds. Governor State by 3. Novakovic's serve is away and out of bounds. So back-to-back mistakes, one for each side on their serves. Alexis Angst for St. Francis, and then Ivana Novakovic for Governor State. And so we're right back to a 2-point game. Call it even on the last 2 serves. Gabrielle Palmo sends this one away, and Brooklyn Withy gets the kill. Saints are back to within 1. They had trailed by 3 points at both 8-5 and 9-6. Those 3-point deficits were the largest of the match for St. Francis, and now they're trying to tie it back up with this point, and they do. Little miscommunication, it seemed, there from Governor State, and it gives Gabrielle Palmo an ace on her serve as there was no return. And we're tied up at 9-all. Palmo skims the top of the net and gets it down for another ace. Gotta love it when that happens. Not a great serve, but it turns into one thanks to a big assist from the net. Here's Palmo's serve. Alexis Angst sets it up and returned, but into the net for St. Francis. That's a Governor State point. Governor State ties it at 10. Today, Phillips was the one who initially got that ball over the net for St. Francis. Phillips, the senior, just checked in. First time we've seen her today. Angst sets up Nawicki to the back line, played by Novakovic. And we've got a double hit. The infraction was called against Governor State, so St. Francis reclaims the lead. They're on a 5-1 run here. turn a 9-6 deficit into a 1-point advantage. Governor State's got to scramble to get this ball back over, and they do. Saints looking to return it, though. Stephanie Woods pushes it across. Joana Nawicki does the same, and Nawicki gets the point. Woods was the first one to get that over, but after a quick mistaken return from Governor State, Nawicki sends it right back the other way. Serve from Brooklyn Withy sails out of bounds. That's a big point from Governor State after they've led for much of this game so far. There was a real chance for St. Francis to start to pull away. Governor State needed that one to stay in striking distance and get it back to just a 1-point game. Nawicki lofts it over. This time she sets up Tanae Phillips. Phillips into the net, but gets it across. And Brianna Oliver, attacks it straight into the net, so St. Francis gets the point. They cross the halfway barrier first for the second straight game, leading by 2. Darian Baldwin rotates in to serve. That was tipped at the net by Woods, still alive. Nawicki, return. Chance for St. Francis. Woods blocks, kept alive by Paelmo. Nawicki. That one may have landed out of bounds, but played by Gayton just in case. And that ball drops for a Governor State point. Brooklyn Withy and Darian Baldwin looked at one another. Neither one played the ball. Baldwin was down on her knees, and Withy looked like she was playing it safe, didn't want to create a collision, as it looked like Baldwin might make an effort for it. But she didn't, and Withy ended up just letting the ball drop in front of her. Here's Nawicki, tapping it down, and another point for Joana Nawicki. Nawicki continues to be the offensive star of today's match for St. Francis, leading the team in kills with 8 of them. And now back to serve. There's a big kill for Ivana Novakovic. Novakovic pulls the Jaguars back to within 1. St. Francis leads the match 1-0. Governor State, though, has made them work. First set came down to the wire, or at least close to the wire. It was 19-19 before the Saints reeled off 6 straight points. But this second one looks like more of the same, as an attacking error on Dungy Tachi gives the ball back to the Saints. At this stage of the game, that's a big error. Governor State is hanging in there. They're keeping it tight. But St. Francis inching closer to that point they were at last game when they were able to pull away late. Courtney Oliver sends it over to Taylor Valent. Now Brooklyn Withy looking for the kill. Tapped back to her. Taylor Valent over this time, and again played by Governor State. Novakovic goes soft, and a diving play made by McKenna Bartecki. Here's Valent, and Valent hits the ground. That's a point to the Fighting Saints. A good volley going back and forth there, and Taylor Valent ends up with the victorious point. Saints have their biggest lead, tied for their biggest lead of this second set. They were up at 1.3-0. They're now trying to move ahead by 4 with their 17th point. But Bartecki can't keep it in bounds. Solid hit by Ivana Novakovic, who picks up another kill. And again, Governor State picks up a much-needed point. A big moment in the set. Brooklyn Withy to the back line and played by Tachi, and Tachi comes up with the kill. 2 in a row for Governor State. They are back within 1, so we have definitely got a game here, and it appears that it will come down to the wire or close to it. Gabrielle Paelmo to Alexis Inks. Brooklyn Withy blocked into the net, so Withy has the kill. And the Saints do not surrender the tie there. Alexis Inkst goes back to serve. Ace for Inkst. as Courtney Oliver tried to hit that ball but ended up sending it behind her and to the back wall. 3-point lead again for the Saints. Can they extend it to 4 this time? They cannot. Angst too strong on the serve, goes out of bounds. It is 18-16. We have got a good one here. Very competitive match so far. The Saints have not spent a significant amount of time in this match trailing. That ball hit the line. That's an ace. Saints let it go. Thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it dropped on the line. And Ivana Novakovic has an ace. She has had a big game so far. Back within 1. As I was saying, St. Francis has led most of the way. But Governor State has consistently kept it close, and in this case, they've come back to tie it up. Back-to-back aces for Novakovic. It is 18 up. How about this? The second consecutive game that Governor State has come back from behind to tie it up at 18. They came all the way back to tie it at 17 in the first set, but they were also tied at 18 and 19 before St. Francis ultimately won. This time, Governor State takes the lead. 19-18, and St. Francis needs a timeout as Governor State has scored 4 consecutive points to claim their first advantage since, I believe, since it was 10-9. Ivana Novakovic has been the offensive star for Governor State in this one. Novakovic has 9 kills in the match. Picked up a couple of aces during this series of serves as well. St. Francis still led by Joana Nawicki and Taylor Valent. Each of them have 8 kills, but perhaps more impressively, each one of them has just 1 attacking error so far in this game. Governor State hitting at a .409 percentage in this second set after just .083 in the first one. That's probably the main reason I would say that they've got a 1-point lead right now. Although again, they were in a very similar position in the first set. They were not able to finish strong as St. Francis scored the last 6 points. Can they finish differently here? Saints are betting on no as Alexis Inks sets up Taylor Valent, blocked by Stoic. And Governor State has a 2-point lead. And this is big for the Jaguars, who have scored 5 in a row. They're now in good position to come away with the victory, to even it up at 1. Inks to Valent, and kept alive. Nice dig by Gabrielle Paelmo, and pushed back across by the Fighting Saints. Stoic dug again out of the ground by Paelmo. There's Tanae Phillips looking for the kill shot, but received on the other end. Good volley going here, and a big juncture in this game. Courtney Oliver gets it across to Alexis Inks. Here's Tanae Phillips with the return. Phillips tipped at the net, but played and kept alive by the Jaguars. Paelmo sets up Valent to the back, and Novakovic is there. There's Novakovic looking for the kill and picking it up. Ivana Novakovic finally ends that marathon rally with a huge point. Governor State has their biggest lead at 21-18. Saints need to outscore them 6-3 just to keep this game alive. Out of bounds on the serve. Novakovic was on such a great stretch there, and St. Francis is extremely grateful for the mistake. An unforced error gives the Fighting Saints a fighting chance in the second set. Here's Paelmo on the serve. Novakovic gets it down for a big point. It's the Jaguars again by 3, 22-19. Do the Saints have one more big run in them here? They've had a few of them in the game so far, but They're really going to have to fight here with their backs against the wall as Paemo can't keep that one alive. And it's a point for Courtney Oliver on the ace. Oliver looking for another one, up by 4, their biggest lead. Angst to Nawicki. Nawicki to the back line, and Courtney Oliver keeps it going. That attack goes out of bounds from Governor State. St. Francis hanging in there, down 23-20. Remember, they ended the first game on a 6-0 run. If they could do that here, they would just narrowly defeat Governor State. Double hit against Governor State. Saints get another break on an unforced error, and it's 23-21. This one's not over by a long shot. Here's Brooklyn Withy on the serve. Mirage sets it up for Tatic. It's played on the other end by Paemo. There's a soft hit from Nawicki. Back across, that's Nawicki touching it first. For Tanae Phillips to the back and out of bounds. Attacking error from Tanae Phillips makes it game point for Governor State. Trying to even the match up at 1 win apiece. Saints led this one 18-15. Governor State took over from there. Stephanie Woods goes soft. Kept alive by Governor State. Great effort from Stoicer. Stephanie Woods again and again kept alive. This time Angst to Nawicki. Blocked and down for game point. Governor State ties this up 1-1 with a 25-21 win. They ended the second set on a 10-3 run. Take a quick break here. Back with the third set in just a few moments. After 2 sets were tied 1-1. St. Francis took the opener 25-19. Governor State responded with a 25-21 win. It's been very competitive so far this evening. Through 2 sets, Governor State has a .214 attacking percentage. St. Francis is down at 189. That was certainly noticeable in the second set when Governor State soared to a .312 percentage from .083 in the first set. St. Francis went from 267 to 136, hence the different result. Ivana Novakovic leads all players with 11 kills. She's got an astounding .526 hitting percentage. Joana, Nawicki, and Taylor Valent each have 8 kills for the Fighting Saints. Nawicki at 286, Taylor Valent's at 273. Alexis Ingst's got 16 assists. She also leads the way with 7 digs for the Fighting Saints. For Governor State, Melissa Mirage has 17 assists, and Dungy Tachi, normally their number 1 attacker, is leading the team with 12 digs. Valent, Withy, Angst, Bartecki, Baldwin, Paelmo in for St. Francis right now as we begin the third set. McKenna Bartecki gets the serve. She sends it across to Reichert. There's Reichert pushing it over the net. Angst to Withy. Brooklyn Withy sends it straight into the net. Point to Governor State, 1-0. St. Francis ended the first game on a huge run, 6 straight points. And they started the second off 3-0. It looked like they were about to take over the match, going on a 9-0 run across the 2 games. Mirage sends the serve away. It's Alexis Inc. setting up Taylor Valent, and returned by Governor State. Novakovic to the back line. There's Taylor Valent, returned again by the Jaguars. And put down by Dungy Tachi, another point for Governor State. So I was saying, St. Francis scored 9 points in a row between the end of game 1 and 2. Well, between the end of game 2 and the start of the third set here, Governor State has gone on a great 12-3 run. They're still on it. They ended the first 10-3, and now they have the first 2 points of this one. Looked for a moment like that streak might come to an end on a Brooklyn Withy hit. Governor State was able to keep it alive, and in the end, Withy does come up with the point. Brooklyn Withy makes it a 2-1 game, putting the Fighting Saints on the board for the first time. And for Brooklyn Withy, that's the 5th kill of the match. Alexis Ingst goes into serve. Out of bounds on the attack from Tadic. Saints have tied it up 2-2. Match tied 1-1, game tied 2-2. Ingst trying to turn at least one of those 2 things into the Fighting Saints' favor. Novakovic gets the kill as Bartecki is unable to return it. 3-2, Governor State. Another big point for Dungy Tachi. Tachi back to serve once again. She has extended Governor State's lead back to 2. Tachi gets it away to Taylor Valent. There's Angst and Valent into the net. 3 in a row for the Jaguars. They lead by 3. St. Francis certainly looked like the better team early in this match when they jumped out to a 9-3 lead in game number 1. And they looked like the better team late when they went on a 6-0 run to end it. Here's Kendra Bullard getting her first play of the match. Pushed over by Oliver. Actually, as Ivana Novakovic, who picked up the kill. And Governor State has scored 4 in a row. They're now on a 16-5 run, going back to the end of the second set. Inks sets up Valent. And returned by Governor State, but into the net. Saints needed that one after Governor State had scored 4 in a row. St. Francis trying to get back on track here. Gabrielle Paelmo on to serve. Here's Novakovic, tipped, kept alive. Here's Bullard, blocked. Courtney Oliver blocks Kendra Bullard and gives the point to Governor State. They lead by a 7-3 count. Governor State has struggled in conference so far this year to a 1-7 mark. They're not showing it today, though. Nawicki tipped, kept alive. There's Paelmo to Nawicki. Nawicki straight into the net. Governor State trying to create some distance between themselves and St. Francis. This 5-point lead is their largest at any point in this match. Bullard gets the point. That was tipped at the net by Governor State, but they couldn't keep the volley going. So Kendra Bullard has her first kill. And now Brooklyn Withy gets to serve. There's Mirage to Oliver. Oliver taps it over. Paelmo to Nawicki. Nawicki back corner, out of bounds. Joana Nawicki only had 2 attacking errors in the first 2 games combined. She's already got 2 here in the third set. Saints still in striking distance, down by 5, but not where you like to be 13 points into the game. Novakovic has the serve. Nawicki has the return, and this time she picks it up with the kill. Nice set right there and a good, strong kill. And now Darian Baldwin will serve and try to get the Fighting Saints on a roll. Oliver tries to keep it alive. She does get it over. Nice work by Courtney Oliver. And nice work by Joana Nawicki, who gets the kill. Nawicki has been very active in this one so far. Saints are back to within 3. Here's Baldwin. Trying to win her second straight point off of a serve. Tapped down by Stephanie Woods. Kept alive with the kick save from Stoic. But Stephanie Woods comes out triumphant after all. Stephanie Woods makes it a 3-0 St. Francis run. Or 4. This is 3 straight points. Sorry, 3 straight points for the Saints. This would be their 4th in a row if they can get it. Baldwin goes soft on the serve. It's playable. Oliver picks up a kill. Governor State by 3 as Courtney Oliver goes back to serve. Into the net. Service error against Courtney Oliver. Pulls the Saints back to within 2. St. Francis has not led so far in this third set. They're tied briefly at 2. Try to go on a run here. Laroche to Novakovic, blocked, but into the net. Ivana Novakovic continues to have a great showing today. Novakovic now has 14 kills, and her hitting percentage still over 500. Engst taps it over. And we've got a double hit here against Governor State, I believe. That is the call. Or is it a net violation? They called it a net violation. So McKenna Bartecki back to serve with a 2-point deficit. There's Novakovic pushing it over. Alexis Inkst to Taylor Valent, and Valent picks up the kill. Saints are within one. This is as close as it's been since 3-2. Now we'll see if they can tie it up for the first time since it was 2 points aside. An accidental return, and Brooklyn Withy cleans it up to tie the score up at 11. Governor State was trying to set up a whole play there, but the serve return kind of sailed on Reichert, and Withy was there to make her pay for it. So now St. Francis can take their first lead of this third set. Pushed over by Valent. There's Mirage setting up Tatic, played by the Fighting Saints. Taylor Valent goes into the net there. Wrong side, out of bounds. Governor State gets the point. Had been a 7-2 run for the Fighting Saints. Still a 7-3 run, which is not half bad. But they trail once more. Alexis Inkst sets up McKenna Bartecki, and Bartecki goes out of bounds. First time in the match so far today that Governor State has been the first to reach 13 points, halfway to a win. But a narrow 2-point lead. There's Brooklyn Withy just barely getting her fingertips on it to get it across the net. Saints keep it alive. Valent back the other way. Here's Alexis Inkst to Brooklyn Withy, who pokes it to the back, but Reichert plays it for the Jaguars. Tipped to the net by St. Francis, but down out of bounds for a Governor State point. Saints had trailed by as many as 5. They stormed back to tie it up, but now Governor State has 3 consecutive points. Here's Taylor Valent, well out of bounds on that hit. 4 straight points, Governor State, and that elicits a St. Francis timeout. 15-11 our score. The Fighting Saints took the first game 25-19. The Jaguars responded 25-21 in the second one. And now it's a good battle here in game number 3. We were tied at 11 until Governor State went on their current run to take a 4-point lead. Last time these two teams met up, it was a 4-set victory for the Fighting Saints. That was on September 4th. That was their second of 3 consecutive wins after a bad start to the season. Seemed like maybe they had started to turn it around. They went on to lose their next 7 in a row before apparently righting the ship again. Though their overall record is not what they'd like it to be. They have, number 1, played very well at home. 5-2 here at the Sullivan Center. And number 2, and more importantly, they've performed well in conference play thus far. 6-3. That mark in jeopardy here. They try to make it 7-3. They trail in the swing game, the third in the best-of-5 match. There's Darian Baldwin playing the serve. Taylor Valent gets it across where Gayton is there to play it for Governor State. Taylor Valent again, too strong and out of bounds. It's Governor State by 5. They've matched their largest lead of the match. They were also up 9-4 earlier in this set. McKenna Bartecki, Gayton on the other end. There's Tots, tipped back. Novakovic dug out by Paelmo, but she's out of bounds. She hits it out of bounds. 6-0 run for Governor State, and they've got their largest lead of the entire match at 17-11. Baldwin to Inkst to Brooklyn Withy, and Withy finally ends the run. St. Francis badly needed that one. Now we'll see if they can run a few more in a row. Kendra Bullard comes in, and Alexis Inkst serves. Novakovic back on the board for Governor State. She has been lights out today. She halts any St. Francis dreams of a big rally. At least during that stretch. They could still get one started right here, potentially. But their back's against the wall now. And an ace for Tachi as Taylor Valent mishandles that one. 19-12 Jaguars. Governor State trying to come away with their second win in conference play. They're in the driver's seat here. And another ace for Tachi, as this time it's Bartecki mishandling it. 20-12 Governor State. They've got a big lead. Maggie Klebano checks in for the first time today. See if Klebano can spark the Fighting Saints. They go right at her, and she keeps it alive, setting it up for Kendra Bullard. And Governor State lets it drop. Players all over the place on the Governor State side right there. Nobody quite sure how to handle that one. And the Fighting Saints get the point off the receiving error from Governor State. Here's Novakovic again. Ivana Novakovic picks up the point. Novakovic now has 17 kills in the match. And an attacking percentage up around 600. Reichert serves it right down the middle. It's Klebano. Here's Nawicki. Nawicki picks up a huge point. Well, if St. Francis is going to make their run, now's the time to do it. They're running out of time. Trailing 21-14 in the third set. They were tied at 11. Governor State went on a big run after that. Now St. Francis trying to match them. Kendra Bullard hits the line. Bullard just barely snuck that one inbounds. And a huge kill for Kendra Bullard down in the corner. Here's Brooklyn Withy to serve again. Popped up, free ball for the Saints. Alexis Inks, Stephanie Woods. Woods gets the kill. Saints are within 5. Still a long way to go here. Trying to become the first to 25 in this game, but they're making Governor State sweat a little bit after the Jaguars were up by as many as 8 points just a few moments ago. Tachi gets it across. Playable for the Saints. Joana Nawicki to the back and Reichert. Reichert back across and a chance for St. Francis here. It's Nawicki. And a kill for Nawicki. And now Governor State wants a timeout. Pete Gonzalez will talk things over with his team, who had an 8-point lead just a few moments ago. Now it's down to 4 at 21-17. Game 1 seemed fairly decisively in favor of St. Francis until late. Governor State went on a big run, tied the score at 19, and then St. Francis stifled them with 6 straight points. Game 2 went back and forth quite a bit before Governor State went on a run late. They finished the game, in fact, on a 10-3 surge. Now Game 3 has been pretty much in Governor State's grasp the entire way. But St. Francis is starting to chip away, looking for a comeback win here. They were down by 5 early, went on a 7-2 run, tied it up at 11, and then Governor State pulled away. They went on a 9-1 run, and now the Fighting Saints have scored 4 consecutive points, trying to keep it alive as they get a block, and Governor State cannot return it. A huge block for Bullard and Woods up at the net. And it's just a 3-point game, 21-18. Saints are still alive. Can they come all the way back here? Novakovic has other plans as she picks up her 18th kill of the match and pulls Governor State within 3 points of a third set victory. Novakovic has the serve here. She has been the dominant force so far in this match for Governor State. Alexis Inc. sets up Stephanie Woods, and that ball was tipped at the net before going out of bounds, so Woods gets the kill, and the Saints are back within 3. Still got a long way to go in this one, potentially. Darian Baldwin goes back to serve. Novakovic from out of bounds sets up Tachi, who pushes it over. Alexis Inc. sets for Nawicki. Novakovic has the dig. And Novakovic looking for a kill, but it is playable. Stephanie Woods gets it back across to Novakovic. Woods tips it at the net, but can't get it back over. And that's a kill for Leonie Stoicer. Governor State one step closer to a win. Here's Courtney Oliver on the serve. On the backside, it's Brooklyn Withy. Payomo gets it across. Oliver makes a diving effort for it, keeps it going. And a kill for Tachi. Game points, Governor State, as they have opened up a 5-point lead once again, scoring 2 in a row. They've held the lead pretty much the entire way here in this third set. In fact, St. Francis has not led at any point in the third set. Nawicki gets it over for the game. Novakovic back across and out of bounds. Saints still alive. They need to score 4 more consecutively to have any chance in this one. Alexis Gayton back in for Governor State. Nawicki serves. And Governor State is not able to return it. St. Francis's faint hopes for the third set, not extinguished yet. Nawicki on the serve finished the first set with 6 consecutive points. On the serve here late in the third. Novakovic for the win, played by Baldwin. Angst out of bounds, and give this game to Governor State. 25-21. 3 very competitive sets so far, and Governor State has won 2 in a row. And they are 1 away from coming out here and pulling off the upset against St. Francis. We'll take a break here before we move on to set number 4. Governor State holds the 2-1 lead. Game 4 coming up. Governor State holds a 2-1 lead over St. Francis. Terry Bonadonna with you today. Thanks for tuning in to the broadcast. Saints will have to fight back and win back-to-back sets to have a chance to pick up their 6th home victory in 8 matches this year, including 3 out of 4 this weekend. They've won 5 of their last 6. But they're struggling today against a plucky Governor State team. It's got only 8 players total, but the ones who are here are fighting hard. Their attacking percentage has gone up each game so far from 083 to 312 to 323. They're at 253 overall. St. Francis has gone down every game from 267 to 136 to 119. They're at 164 overall. In fact, they had more attacking errors in game number 3, 10, than they had in the entire first 2 combined. They had 9 of them. Leaders through 3 games, Joana Nawicki's got 12 kills and a 258 percentage. Brooklyn Withy has 7 kills, a 263 percentage. Taylor Valance at 10 kills. Her percentage, though, down to 121. Alexis Inkst has 30 assists. 9 digs for Inkst leads the way as well. For Governor State, it's Ivana Novakovic who has led the way with 18 kills. She's been fantastic, a 485 percentage. 28 assists for Melissa Mirage. 14 digs for Dungy Tachi. And we are ready to start game number 4. Serve goes to Mirage and Governor State. Saints return it. Kendra Bullard has it tipped at the net, out of bounds at Governor State point. Hit off the net and out of bounds. It was not tipped by a Governor State player. So the Jaguars take a 1-0 lead, and they maintain a lead they've held for quite a while now. That ball lands inbounds, or out of bounds. Oh, I'm sorry, inbounds. I had it right the first time. Check the referee. She signaled the point to Governor State. 2-0. The Jaguars lead. Alexis Sink sets up Taylor Valance. Going back the other way. Novakovic has another kill as McKenna Bardecki cannot make the diving play. Three to nothing, Governor State. Pick up right where they left off in the last game. They won that one 25-21. Inks to Bullard, and Bullard has the kill. Big point for Kendra Bullard, who drops it into a soft spot on the back line of defense. Saints trail by 2. Here's Alma with the serve. Tipped at the net on the attack from Tachi, and a point to St. Francis. Governor State went into the net there. So the Saints are back within 1. They haven't been tied since it was 11-11 last game. So it's been a while. Tachi gets it over, played by Klebano. Here's Novakovic. Alexis Sink sets up Bullard, and Bullard pushes it across. Nobody there for Governor State. Mirage put it up in the air, and everybody else just looked at it. And the Saints have tied it up at 3. Governor State scored 3 in a row to start this game. St. Francis has scored 3 in a row to tie them up. Novakovic blocked at the net, and St. Francis moves ahead. Big block from Kendra Bullard. Saints have scored 4 straight, and they've got their first lead since it was 18-17 back in the second set. Now we're in the 4th right now. Palmo trying to make it a 2-point game. Novakovic has other ideas, but Palmo is able to play that one on the other end, pulling it up off the ground. Oliver just gently hits it over. Brooklyn Withy, not gently, comes up with a kill. Governor State calls timeout as St. Francis has scored 5 consecutive points to take a 2-point edge over the Jaguars, who have taken control of the match. After the Fighting Saints won 25-19 in Game 1, they broke a 19-19 tie with 6 consecutive points. Governor State won a back-and-forth second game, 25-21. They led pretty much start to finish. In Game 3, again, though, 25-21. These two teams are dead even right now, 72-72. That's the point differential, or non-differential, I guess, at this point, for the entire match. So even though Governor State holds a 2-1 lead, it has been about as even as they come. All 3 of the games have been very competitive, and the 4th one shaping up to be the same, as Governor State scored the first 3 points, and now St. Francis has responded with 5 in a row. Coming out of the timeout, Paelmo has the serve, and she serves it into the net. That snaps the 5-0 run for St. Francis, as Governor State is able to pick up a point on an unforced error coming out of the timeout. Novakovic has the serve. Nawicki hits it high into the air. It's kept alive. Play it on the other end. Tachi blocked by Withy, but Withy can't get it over. So Governor State ties it up at 5. What a great match we've had today. A lot of runs for both teams. It hasn't necessarily been two teams exchanging points consistently. It's been one team going on a long run and the other team answering with the same. Here we are tied again in the 4th set. Bullard taps it across. Laroche sets up Novakovic, who fires one down for another kill. Ivana Novakovic has been fun to watch today, a 5'8" freshman from Belgrade, Serbia. Novakovic entered play today, second on the team with 191 kills. Just a 137 hitting percentage coming in. She has soared past that number today as the receiving error on Maggie Klebano gives Governor State a 2-point lead. Give an ace to Melissa Mirage. Novakovic entered play today averaging just about 3 kills per set. She's right around 6 today. Nawicki tries to come up with a big point, but spikes it straight into the net. So Governor State scored the first 3 points of the game. St. Francis responded with 5 in a row, and now Governor State has scored 5 straight, and they lead by 3 again. Like I said, a game of runs. It's been a match of runs. This game has been no different. Bullard knocks it down for the Fighting Saints, and St. Francis back on the board in a big way there, thanks to Kendra Bullard. It is Brooklyn Withy's turn to serve. And she serves it inbounds. Great job by Withy right there to just find the line down in the corner. I don't know if she had planned on hitting it exactly to that spot, but if she did, well, it was very well planned. Withy trying to pick up another point and tie this score. Tipped at the net. That is Withy playing it. Bullard to Nawicki. And Nawicki taps it over. Diving save by Mirage. Here's Bullard. Backline and in. She gets it inside the line. 3 straight points for St. Francis. This game of runs keeps going apace. Withy gets another chance to serve. Novakovic at the net. Nawicki and Woods can't keep it alive. And Governor State back in front 9-8. We've been tied at 3, 5, and 8. Governor State's largest lead has been 3 twice. St. Francis has led by as many as 2 points. Stephanie Woods knocks it out of bounds. Governor State back by 2. Nicole Reichert, sophomore from Thornton, Illinois, sends that serve away. Joana Nawicki gets the point back for the Fighting Saints. So just 2 points in a row there for Governor State. That's the first run in this entire game that has gone less than 3 points before one team has given up their serve. Darian Baldwin serves it away. There's a block at the net. Nawicki blocks Novakovic, and we're tied at 10. Tied at 3, 5, 8, and 10. This one has been very tight. Baldwin serves for the Saints. Grazes the net going by, and Governor State not able to recover. No return to the serve. And the Saints have their first lead since it was 5-4. Now 11-10. Well, this is right where Governor State took over the last game. It had been 11-11, and then the Jaguars finished up at 14-10 the rest of the way. The Saints will try to buckle down here. Cinch it up. Joana Nawicki picks up a kill. 12-10. St. Francis has scored 4 in a row. Darian Baldwin has been the server on 3 of those 4 points. Two hands pushed over by Tatic. Nawicki with one hand forces it to the back line. Tachi flings it back the other way, but out of bounds. So Joana Nawicki picks up another point, and as the Saints go on another long run, Pete Gonzalez calls another timeout. Gonzalez has used up his 2 timeouts in this game, both times when St. Francis has been on a 5-0 run. At one point they led 5-3 after scoring 5 straight. Now they lead 13-10, having scored 5 straight. 3-point advantage is their largest of this game, and it's their largest lead since they were up 18-15 back in Game 2. In fact, if they score the next point, it would be their largest lead since they won Game 1, 25-19. Mentioned before just how close this entire match has been by points. St. Francis has now outscored Governor State by 1. It's 80-79. Governor State has a much higher attacking percentage, 230 to 182. But the Saints have been able to hold tough anyway. And now they'll try to extend their lead in this 4th game. Could be the match ender if Governor State comes from behind here. Well, they're not getting any help this time around. St. Francis picks up the point on the receiving error from Governor State. It's 14-10. Serve from Darian Baldwin. Baldwin receives this hit. Nawicki knocks it down. No return from Reichert and company. Saints by 5 as they extend their largest lead of the game. Joana Nawicki's got a team-high 16 kills. Darian Baldwin's got herself a serve. Largest lead of the match for St. Francis is 6. They've accomplished that twice, both times in the first set. They can't pick up the 6-point lead here as Baldwin sends her serve into the net. St. Francis has had 2 long scoring runs in this game. One of them went 5 points. That one went 7. They had been down 10-8 before scoring 7 consecutive points, but both of those long runs ended on a service error, straight into the net both times. Nawicki, angst, back to Nawicki, and returned by Governor State. But a chance here for the Fighting Saints, a good one, as Nawicki sends it down, but Reichert digs it on the other end. The attack is out of bounds from Tatic. Saints back on the board. St. Francis was down 10-8. In fact, they were down 8-5. And since then have gone on an 11-3 run. Here's a serve from Joana Nawicki, senior outside hitter. And she sends it into the net. So that's the third service error of this game from St. Francis. Governor State hangs around. Here's Alexis Angst to Taylor Valent. Valent plops it down. Novakovic plays it on the other end. Powerful hit from Stoic, but returned by Wicky, and the Saints get it down for a point. Brooklyn Wicky with a nice defensive play set that one up, and Stephanie Woods a powerful kill to give the Saints a 5-point advantage. Maggie Klebano takes the serve, and she's got an ace. One looked like it went right through Novakovic. And Reichert on the back line there. Two of them both stuck their hands out and just went right past them both. So 6-point lead for the Saints. And now a double hit from Governor State. And they've got a 7-point lead. Largest lead of the entire match for St. Francis. Governor State is out of timeouts as they're reeling a little bit here. And that's a big kill from Dungy Tatic. St. Francis had started to pull away. And Tatic comes up with a huge kill. Governor State, though, needs to go on a big run to give themselves any chance in this game. We've got a whistle here. Let's see what happened. But Governor State gets the point. Garrett Courier's talking over with the official right now. I'm not sure what the ruling was there. Well, we'll keep on going. No point, so no infraction. Serve from Stoicer. Alexis Angst, Taylor Valent. Valent to the back line, kept alive by Governor State. And forced over, but improperly, by Dungy Tatic. Saints extend their lead to 20-13. It was a double hit from Tatic. Serve from Angst. Kill shot from Tatic, but played by Paelmo. There's Taylor Valent, and Valent knocks it in. Saints are running away with it now, 21-13. Chance to put this game away. Governor State has their backs against the wall as the Saints try to force a decisive fifth set. Here's the hit from Alexis Angst. Knocked back by Governor State. Novakovic puts it across. Here's Angst to Wicky, and Wicky knocks it across. Hit into the net by Governor State. Saints stay on this huge run. They were down 10-8. They've scored 14 out of the 17 points since then. They've scored 17 out of the 22 since they were down 8-5. And there's an ace. Alexis Angst knocks it just inside the back line, and St. Francis is 2 points away from setting up the fifth game. Angst nearly picks up another ace, and in fact she does. Gayton was down in an awkward crouch as she played that ball. It nearly dropped in front of her. She got her hands on it, but it went straight out of bounds. So now game point for Angst. There's Klebano playing it to Angst. Valent taps it across and down. And there's game point for St. Francis. 25-13, a dominant fourth set victory, and we will have one more. For all the marbles, up to 15 in just a few moments. We'll take a quick break, but back with the decisive set shortly. One more set coming up after the Saints forced it with a 25-13 fourth set victory. They won the first game 25-19 and then dropped back-to-back 25-21 decisions before coming out on top with that dominant fourth set victory. They were down 10-8 and then just took over 17-3 the rest of the way. Slowly but surely, Governor State was moving ahead of St. Francis statistically in this match, and then suddenly the Saints just took everything back over. They had a .423 attacking percentage in that fourth game. Governor State was at 0. They had just 5 kills and 5 errors. That was a game high in terms of errors, 5. They had not had more than 4 in any of the previous 3. But now for the game, St. Francis up to 211 and Governor State at 206. In terms of individual statistics, Joana Nawicki's got 16 kills, Taylor Valent with 12 of them for the Fighting Saints. Kendra Bullard has 7 and a .417 attacking percentage. Stephanie Wood 7 with a .400 percentage. For Governor State, Ivana Novakovic leads the way with 21 kills, but her percentage is down to .395. Alexis Angst leads the Fighting Saints with 42 assists, 11 digs now for Brooklyn Withy to lead the team. For Governor State, Melissa Mirage leads the team with 32 assists, and Dungy Tatic has 14 digs, none of them last game. Nicole Reichert has moved past her for the team lead with 15. Here we go. First to 15 wins the match. Saints trying to improve to 7-3 in the conference. Governor State looking for just their second CCAC win of the year. Here's the serve from Alexis Angst. To the back line, out of bounds, and Governor State starts off with the first point. Saints ended game 4 on a 6-0 run. It's the second time they've done that today, ending a game with a 6-0 run, but this time Governor State breaks the run with the first point of the next set. Saints trying to tie it up right here, but it's returned by Novakovic. Inbounds, hit the line, Or was it out? Looks like the line judge initially indicated in, overruled by the referee. Said it went out. 1-1, we're tied. The freshman Gabrielle Alma gets the serve. Alma makes a diving dig as well. Bullard keeps it alive, but nobody can get there. Point to Governor State. They lead 2-1. Back and forth we go early in this fifth set. The polar opposite from the way the last one started, in which Governor State started on a 3-0 run. Saints answered with 5 straight, and Governor State scored 5 straight. Then the Saints scored 3 straight. This time it's 1 apiece each way. Joana Nawicki over and just in bounds. This is played by Novakovic. Ivana Novakovic looking for the kill, but it's blocked by Nawicki. Wicky in on the block as well. It's 2-2. A lot of 2s on the board. 2 points for each side. 2 timeouts for each side. 2 games won for each side. Here's Brooklyn Withy's serve. Tatic gets it across. Alexis Angst passes over to Bullard, who pushes it over, and nicely saved by the Jaguars. Bullard is blocked, but the Jaguars can't get it back over. So for the first time in this game, one side scores back-to-back points, and it's the Fighting Saints who take a 3-2 advantage. Brooklyn Withy back to serve once again. And it's an ace for Withy off the side of the arm of Dungy Tatic. And the Saints have scored 3 straight points. They are in good shape here as they look to make a run to the victory, trying to win their 4th in their last 5 matches. All of them here at home. Brooklyn Withy to Kendra Bullard. Bullard taps it over, but it's playable. And this time it's Oliver. Courtney Oliver picking up the point, keeping Governor State alive with a big one to make it 4-3. Not that they would have been dead on a St. Francis point, but when it's 1st to 15, you don't ever like to fall behind by more than a point or 2 at any stage, because these games tend to end quickly. That 15 points gets on you in a hurry. Nawicki across and gets it down. Tatic not able to keep it alive there. So now it's 5-3, St. Francis, and Darian Baldwin will get a chance to serve. Out of bounds. Nice job by Dungy Tatic. Tatic looked like she was getting ready to play it. At the last second, she peeled off and let the ball go past her, and it was just out of bounds. So the Jaguars are within 1. Gabrielle Palmo makes a diving attempt to get that ball back across. Does so pretty nicely. There's Stephanie Woods blocking it back over, and Woods with another near block. Kept alive and down, a Governor State point. Stephanie Woods jumped up and blocked that ball at the net twice, but both times Governor State was able to return it. Good volley there by the Jaguars, and now they'll try to take their first lead since 2-1. The overall statistics in this game in terms of points scored were incredibly even until the 4th game when St. Francis pulled away with a dominant win. But the 5th set is going much like the first few did. In fact, even the 4th, up to the point where it was 10-8 and St. Francis just took over. Nawicki tipped at the net, still alive. There's Mirage setting up Courtney Oliver, and out of bounds. The Jaguars were calling for a tip, but they don't get the call. St. Francis does pick up the score there to make it 6-5. Joana Nawicki sends a rocket to the back line and off the fingertips of Dungy Tatic. Point to St. Francis. They have matched their biggest lead of the game at 7-5. And this would be a big one right here if they can get this point and pull ahead by 3. Courtney Oliver hits it to the middle of the court, and Stoic and Mirage have some trouble determining which one should hit it next. The point goes to St. Francis. They've got 8, more than halfway to the victory, and so they reverse sides here with the 8-5 lead. It's the largest lead of the game so far for St. Francis. Biggest lead of the match was 12. That was the decisive score last set. They cannot possibly lead by that many in this one. If they run the table here, it'll be a 10-point win. And they don't run the table anyway because it's a service error on Joana Nawicki as she hits it too hard out of bounds. Saints lead is 2. Governor State could sure use this point to make a game out of it. Courtney Oliver's serve is off the side of the hand of Stephanie Woods. Miss hit by Woods. And the point to Governor State does make it 8-7. Here's the serve from Courtney Oliver. Taylor Valent gets it down. Big kill for Valent. 9-7, St. Francis. Valent continues what has been a good match. 13 kills for her, although she had really gone quiet since the end of the second set. It's good to see her get going once again. Here's Alexis Enks setting up Valent again, looking for her second straight point. This time it's played by Novakovic. Dungy Tachi knocks it the other way. Valent hits it up in the rafters, and the Saints keep it going. They got lucky, not a big deflection from the beam overhead, but it doesn't pay off in the end as Tachi comes up with a big kill and cuts the St. Francis lead to 1. This one is going to come down to the wire again. Another very tight game. We've had 4 of them. Only game 4 was a blowout. That was the 25-13 Saints win. Taylor Valent tipped at the net. Played by Governor State. Here's Tatic over. Nice dig by McKenna Bartecki. Valent played on the other end by Novakovic. Blocked by Withy, but Governor State sends it back over. Enks to Withy. Withy is blocked. Brianna Oliver comes up with the block. Mirage in there as well. And we're tied at 9. Governor State has come back from 3 points down to knot this one up. And now they take the lead. An ace for Leonie Stoicer. Governor State on top 10-9. They're just 5 points away from their second conference victory of the year, and St. Francis calls timeout. Governor State led the 4th game 10-8. St. Francis went on a 17-3 run the rest of the way. This time it's Governor State 10-9, but the momentum is carrying this game in the other direction, as Governor State is currently on a 5-1 stretch. It's first of 15 here in the 5th set, unlike the previous 4, which went to 25. Governor State has gone through their problems at various stages of these last few games, but even with only 8 active players, they are showing no signs of wearing down or giving in, despite that great run from St. Francis late in the 4th game, and then a good start to this 5th one as well, as they led most of the way. This 10-9 lead for Governor State is their first lead since it was 2-1. And here we go, out of the timeout. Governor State still has the serve. It's Leonie Stoicer. Stoicer's got a chance to pull her side up by 2. Alma, Withy across. Here's Tatic, blocked, and the Saints get the point. Withy and Engst in on the block. And we're tied at 10. A huge point for St. Francis, 11-9 Would have been a tough deficit to take at this stage of the match. And now it's first to 5. Got to win by 2. Mirage to Novakovic, and Novakovic has herself another kill. Governor State back in front. Novakovic has her 24th kill of the match. Melissa Mirage back to serve. And Governor State is just 3 points away from a win after that Mirage ace. 12-10. The Saints badly need this point. Mirage steps up, sends the serve away. Taylor Valent across. Mirage plays it. There's Reichert passing to Novakovic. Bartecki plays it for the Saints. Wicky is blocked the net. The Saints keep it going, though. Here's Kendra Bullard pushing it to the back line, and Gayton is there for the Jaguars. Novakovic, another big kill. 3 straight points for Governor State at a critical moment. And St. Francis uses up their final timeout, now trailing 13-10. St. Francis led the majority of this final game. But Governor State has forced their way back. They're on an 8-2 run. When it matters most, Governor State starting to take over here. This one not over. Not by a long shot. The Saints have gone on plenty of big runs. They don't even need a big run here. 3 or 4 points in a row, though, would keep them in the game. Governor State just needs to get to 2 before St. Francis gets to 4 to wrap it up. Ivana Novakovic now has 25 kills, almost twice as many as anybody else on her team. And she's picked up a few big ones during this stretch right here. Melissa Mirage dribbles the ball a few times in preparation to send away this big serve. Alexis Angst sets up Taylor Valent, tipped at the net and saved by Novakovic. Here's Tots to the back line. Alma plays it. Taylor Valent looking for the point for St. Francis, but again playable for Governor State. Novakovic drops another one in. 26th kill of the game for Ivana Novakovic, and that one has put Governor State on the brink of a 5-set victory. For the game and the match, it's an ace, and Governor State has the win. Melissa Mirage comes up with the final point on an ace. And after they had been tied at 10, Governor State comes up with the final 5 points of the game to come away with a big 3-2 victory over St. Francis. Fighting Saints outscored the Jaguars overall in the match today, but that's not the important number. The important one is how many sets did you win. Governor State took one more than the Fighting Saints did today, and a disappointing loss for St. Francis against a Governor State team that came in reeling with just 1 win in their 8 previous conference tries. They were just 5-18 overall, but they pick up their 6th victory of the year. Go over some of the stats here as we wrap this one up. Governor State wins 19-25, 25-21, 25-21, 13-25, and 15-10 in the finale. Final attacking percentages, St. Francis did have the edge there, 203 to 195. In the final game, though, it was Governor State out-hitting St. Francis 143 to 125. Saints just were not able to come up with the big plays they needed to in the end. Governor State finished with a much better defensive game in that they had 75 digs to St. Francis's 57. Blocks went 7-6 in favor of St. Francis, and the Fighting Saints finished with 48 assists to the Jaguars' 42. Offensive leaders for the Fighting Saints, Joana Nawicki had 17 kills and a .286 percentage. Taylor Valent had 13 kills. Brooklyn Wicky finished with 9 and hit at a .240 percentage for the game. Kendra Bullard had 8 and a .375 percentage. Stephanie Wood 7 and she hit at .400 for the game. Governor State was led by Ivana Novakovic, 26 kills and a .370 percentage. Dungy Tatic had 13 kills and a .116 percentage for the game. The Fighting Saints were led defensively by Gabrielle Paelmo, who had 13 digs, 12 of them for Brooklyn Withy. In terms of blocks, Brooklyn Withy was in on 4 of them. Stephanie Woods had 3 assists, 7 total blocks in the game for St. Francis. Governor State finished with 18 digs for Dunja Tatic, 17 for Nicole Reichert. They had 3 assisted blocks apiece for Leonie Stoicer and Melissa Mirage. Assists, 38 for Mirage led the way for Governor State. Alexis Inkst, fresh off a career-high 50 in the win against Robert Morris on Saturday, had 44 of them today. Remember, she was the setter of the week last week in the CCAC. Another good game for her today. But the Saints fall in 5 sets. Again, 25-19. St. Francis won the first game. They lost the next 2, 25-21. Fourth set was a 25-13 win, and finally a 15-10 loss in the finale. That's going to do it for today's broadcast. Saints go on the road for their next 5 contests. They're back at home, though, a week from today against Olivet Nazarene at 7 o'clock p.m., and we'll have the broadcast for you as conference season continues. With the win, Governor State now 6-18 on the season, 2-7 in conference. St. Francis falls to 10-19 and 6-4. We're back at it on Tuesday. The Saints are back at it on Thursday at Indiana South Bend. Time to sign off for today, so until next time, this is Terry Bonadonna saying good night from the University of St. Francis.